Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to a Clash Royale video. So, I want to talk about how to get the Electro Wizard and the deck I used to get him, and basically how to play my deck. So, I guess first things first, here's the proof. I only messed up once, and I got the 12 wins. This is me actually opening the chest. This is what I got from the chest itself. And yeah, this is just a clan chest, so that's pretty much it from there. Alright, let's hop in. Further proof, I have him right here. Okay, so this is the actual deck I used for the challenge itself. And this is more of a, I guess, somewhat of a fast talk cycle deck. And the key, I guess the two key cards here, or I guess three, would be the Elite Barbs, the Furnace, and the Hog. So the Elite Barbs, it's just crazy OP right now in the meta. So regardless of the deck you choose, I recommend you have Elite Barbarians in the deck, regardless of the deck. They're just so great for their value. Furnace, since it is tournament standard, your Furnace Fire Spirits will reach their tower, meaning that you could have chip damage flowing in unless they counter it. This really adds pressure to the, I guess, opponent, and essentially forces them to respond to you. And if they don't respond to you, you will get a lot of damage. The Hog, I mainly sort of, I guess, added in with Elite Barbs or put it below, I guess, beneath the Ice Golem. And the Minion, it's just, I guess, a tankier version of the, let's see, the level 3 3 minions, I guess, here. Alright, so since we've went over that, let's watch some replays, which I've done with this deck. Okay, so I guess as you can see here, where is it? Alright, so this is where I first started using it. I went against Told, I guess, and I beat him one. And here, same thing, this was like against the Graveyard Miner, I guess, freeze spell. This was quite close. Fortunately, I can't show this. And this, I guess it's not noteworthy. And, okay, this one was against the Three Musketeers. So I just wanted to show you guys how I went against the Three Musketeers. Alright, so since, I guess first, if you have a Furnace in your hand, make sure you always have it running, because that's sort of like your Hog lure as well, or like tank lure, in case they have like a Golem or a Giant or a Hog. This Furnace will help protect your towers, and when you have it on the ground, they're forced to respond to it, either with a fireball or something of that nature. Alright, so first I was thinking about it, I was looking at it, I was like, Elite Barbs, maybe, Ice Golem Elite Barbs, maybe? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So what I did was that I made the Elite Barbs push the Ice Golem in front, so the Ice Golem could soak up damage. And here, yeah, I'm not sure why he exactly waits for the Three Muskets. He could have easily put the Skeleton Army, and that tower is history. Like, it's gone. 9 HP, it's pretty much done. So here it's just Fireball and Zap. And I just let go of the Hog, because, yeah, just no need to respond to it. And he's just really mad. It's quite funny. Alright, now I have my Furnace. I'm going to put that down. And now I'm just waiting for him since he has an elixir advantage on me. So he puts that. At this point, I really didn't know if he had a Hog or some sort of tank. In addition, he puts a Barbarian Hut. I was not expecting that as well. I was like, wow, this is such a heavy elixir deck. I was not expecting that. So I believe I placed the Ice Golem. Yes, Ice Golem and then Barbarians. Elite Barbs, rather. Then now he puts the army, and it just vaporizes through that because of the Nova blast. And I just add a hog in, I believe. Nope. Okay, I guess not. Yeah, I decided to push the left lane because his right lane's almost done, and it's good if you want to apply pressure to your opponent's left side so he doesn't make, I guess, a strong push or save elixir in this case because he does have the Three Musketeers. So thankfully, he didn't split them. I didn't know. I guess maybe I didn't give him the chance to split, but good thing he didn't split it so far. Yeah, he's like totally wiped dry because his lowest card is 4 elixir. Has to fireball. I put the electric wizard. Um, about that placement, I maybe need to put it back a bit more, but I was trying to take advantage of the wizard's, I guess, initial damage whenever he hits the ground. And he goes quite fast. So I was hoping somehow, like, he got stalled with the barbarians and he, like, went um, before the golem. Or, sorry, after the golem. Alright, here, I don't have anything else to do, or any other card that had low elixir, so I just sort of planted the furnace there to soak up the hog's damage. And luckily, my electric wizard sort of turned back, I guess, and stunned the hog as well. So at this point, yeah, just pressure that right hand side, or sorry, left hand side. So in case he does somehow manage to pull my right tower down, I have insurance. So same again, muskets, fireball it, easy. And yeah, that's pretty much GG. He has 20 seconds to do something. So desperate hog, I just put the minion, electric wizard, zap, done. It's pretty much over. His deck was too expensive. And yeah, that was pretty much it for that. So that was against a Three Muskets. And I guess, what was the other one I wanted to show? Alright, how about against a Giant Bowler deck? So the thing with Giant Bowlers is that you want to try to push the lane, the other opposite lane of where he places his bowler. So if he places his bowler on the right hand side, push hard on the left. Because the bowlers, they're quite annoying against barbarians and elite barbarians and stuff like that because they keep pushing them away, which I find is really annoying. Alright, so I have Furnace, and I have Elite Barbs, and Ice Golem. So what goes first? Furnace. Yep, and he puts his Tombstone. So whenever I see tombstones, I kind of get worried because he either has like a very heavy tank, such as like a maybe golem or a hound. Oh yeah, right. So I guess coming back to the arena, I had full elixir, and I decided to do a elite barbarian hog. So I didn't know he had a bowler at this point, so I tried that push and wanted to see if it would work. So now I see he has a bowler, and I'm like, shoot, he has a bowler. What do I do? So, what you usually want to do, with a bowler at least, is that you have your ice golem, right? So you put your ice golem, I guess, towards the right of your bowler, and so the bowler will start hitting the ice golem, correct? So on the left side of the bowler, you could use your kill units, such as like Elite Barbs or your Wizard or your Mega Minion. Well, bowlers can't target Mega Minions, but still. So yeah, in this case, I used the Ice Golem to sort of soak up the damage from the Musketeer, and then now he has quite a bit of, I guess, meat coming down the border. So what I did was I just placed a Mega Minion and just let it go to work. He couldn't do anything because he was out of elixir. The Mega Minion can't be touched by anything. So that was GG. And yet again, I place another furnace. Keep pressuring him. This time to the right side. And I fireball. Oh yeah. Forgot to tell you. So, one fireball could destroy an electric wizard. So whenever you have a chance and you know he doesn't have like 3 muskets or something like that, always fireball the wizard. It'll make your life easier. Oh yeah. And another, I guess, pro tip is that don't let the wizard get to your tower untouched. Because if he gets to your tower, you will lose a lot of HP. So counter him, whether it be the minion or the ice golem, something. You have to counter him. Make sure he doesn't get to your tower alone. And don't ignore him. He's not like the ice wizard. He does quite a bit of more damage. And he stuns the tower as well. Meaning that it'll take longer for the tower to kill him. So here it's basically resetting. I just wanted to play it safe and started out from the back. And he fireballs that. Well, that was a great fireball. That was bad by me. I should have put him on the right side of the tower. But I started him from the end of the king tower. Alright, I put elite barbs in the back to take care of the musketeer, and hopefully they move back. Well, I was planning for them to move back to the giant, which they did. And then they pretty much shimming on forward. And I add in the hog because this is basically snowballing into a huge push into his lane. And the hog gets there, and that tower is pretty much done. One fireball, and that's GG against a bowler deck. So the thing with that is that try not to get him, make sure to keep pressuring him, I wanted to say, so that he doesn't build up a push, or doesn't have elixir to make a push. That's the thing with heavy decks, or like especially bowler decks, which I don't like against my hogs. And yeah, GG, that is gone. And I guess another tip, if you do play bowler decks, place the bowler right in front of the tower whenever you see a hog charging towards it. This guy really didn't do it. And he used a tombstone instead, but if you're playing against hog riders, obviously just put a bowler in front of the tower, and the hog usually will not make it unless he zaps the bowler or something of that nature. So at this point, it's GG, good game. He knows it himself. I mean, he keeps trying, but still, it's pretty much done for. And yeah, another easy win with this deck. And, alright, we can show this one as well. This was sort of like a very similar deck to mine. And with these, if you see a very similar deck to mine, with these, you just sort of have to catch them off guard, I guess. And, basically, whoever catches whoever off guard. And that would work. So he does that really fast. So that's a good strategy as well, just basically put the lead barbs in the back, and then the ice golem in front, and let the lead barbs push the golem. So for this, I really didn't have anything. So I had to fireball, or else I would have had quite a bit of more damage. Thankfully, since this is tournament standards, I didn't have that much damage onto my tower, because card levels are same. Alright, I'm resetting. Not to worry. So I was thinking, yep. So obviously another strat would be elite barbs and then hog pushing it. So that's quite a hard strat to counter. Well, he sort of did counter it. And I guess that's how you counter that. So I put the furnace down, I believe? No? Okay, I guess I don't put the furnace down, because I didn't have much of an elixir reserved, in case he does something else crazy along with that. Okay, now I have the furnace down. So, the thing with this as well is that you want to put pressure to the side where he hasn't damaged your tower. So, for example, on the right side, my tower is quite damaged. So I want to push him on the left side, so he has to use resources. to defend against my attacks on the left side, and this will deviate his attention from the right side. So now he has a furnace to himself, so I'm like, shoot, that's not good. And he put it towards the right side, or my right side. So I'm like, oh boy, this is going to be a hard one. So I had to zap it because I didn't want more damage to get on to my tower. Because I wanted to negate how much ever damage was possible. And then he fireballs again, I believe. Yeah, he fireballs the wizard. So I'm like, shoot. Elite barbs, and they're moving in. I didn't have any elixir to back them up. So I was hoping they would have, I guess, maybe a few more swings. But he counters again. And I believe he puts elite barbs. Okay, no, maybe just a zap, but still. That sort of just killed it. So I didn't want the Mega Minion to target my Mega Minion, so I put the Ice Golem for distraction. And then the Fire Spirit's like, basically clean out my Mega Minion. Oh yeah. Something that he did wrong on his side was put the furnace 2 back towards the tower, meaning that my hog will not get distracted by it. So that was, I guess, a mistake on his side. And then hoping I'm fireballed. I did not fireball. Okay, whoa. Okay, so the thing I should have done is fireball the wizard, the furnace, and the tower on his side. And that would have been a huge trade. But at that time, I guess I didn't see it. Yeah, my hog makes it to the tower, and I'm not sure what he's doing. He didn't counter at all. And that was his huge mistake. If he had countered that hog, he would have been pretty much golden because I was losing at that point. So now hog makes it, one more swing, and that tower is gone. So what I have to do is basically guard against him taking another tower of some sort. Alright, Ice Golem, perfect lure. I just wanted to bring them back forward towards the bridge, so that's why I used the Ice Golem. And I was sure he would fireball as well. That's why I put the Ice Golem ahead of them. And that is GG easy. So that was against a very similar deck. So in terms of these decks, you sort of have to be on your feet. And don't be afraid to push opposite lanes whenever possible. Alright, and this is against a giant bowler and a graveyard. Quite a mouthful. So it's a heavy elixir deck. And this, like, once again, with these, you have to like pressure, make sure they won't be able to build up a push. And if they do build up a push, you have to distract with the Ice Golem, and then just go in with the elite barbs. Alright, so Mega Minion, obviously, and then elite barbs to counter the giant. And then he puts a graveyard, so I'm like, oh boy, that's not gonna work, is it? That totally caught me by surprise. On the top of that, he has a bowler, which will completely shut down my elite barbs. And that's not good. Yeah, that was pretty much not good. And I had to fireball, because I didn't have anything else, and the bowler still got a ton of hits. So, I sort of had to do damage control, and then, thankfully, he didn't have anything to answer my hog other than the princess. And that was pretty good, pretty good. Thankfully. So at this point, I was obviously more satisfied, but I was still worried about my right side because he had a lot of cards that could severely damage the tower, and I didn't really have great counters to it, because all he would do is just fireball my electric wizard or something like that. Alright, he starts another backhand push with the giant, I believe. Yep. And I wasn't sure what I was doing with the Ice Golem, I just didn't want to waste elixir. So I sent it towards the the furnace. And he fireballs. Yep, takes out my wizard. Then I have to use barbs to shred through the golem, or not the golem, sorry, the giant, and zap for the skeletons. And at that point, I knew this tower is pretty much gone. So it's gonna push into OT, and I need to take another tower. I need fireballs, I believe. Nope. Okay, he starts it on this side. All right, so I'm like Mega Minion in the back. All right, chill. He starts, yeah. So whenever I see him starting on the left side, I was like, I gotta shred through this giant and head straight to the tower. So that's what I did. And then, boom, everything just hits to the tower. Barbs, I was really hoping for more damage. Zap, and then made it to the tower. And boom, 700. And then I just used the Mega Mini on the left to clean up the bowler and the princess. So boom once more, fireball, and that should be GG. All I need to do is cycle in. So what I did I didn't let him make a full push with the bowler, the giant, and the graveyard. If he did, I would be done for. So whenever I saw him push one side, I would switch to the other side. Or I would, yeah, pretty much just switch to the other side because you are pretty much screwed if you see a bowler and you send a hog in the same lane. It will not end pretty for your hog. And boom, zap, and GG, easy. And that's against a pretty hard deck, or heavy deck. And, anything else noteworthy? Yeah, I did have one loss. This was against, I guess, a bowler hog sort of thing. I'm not going to go over it, but long story short, I didn't listen to my own advice, and I kept pushing against the lane where he would put a bowler in. So that was my bad. I wasn't thinking. Okay, one last one I wanted to show you guys is... This was my last battle, and my hands are like shaking at the point, because I was like, I may actually get the wizard. And so, oh yeah, the thing is that I was graced with the fact that I didn't encounter any Lava Hound decks. I'm not sure, disclaimer, I'm not sure how this deck will work against Lava Hound decks or air decks, because I didn't face any in my challenges. So, usual furnace down, and I just waited. He puts a tombstone and then has a Mega Minion and archers. So at this point, I honestly thought he had a Lava Hound, because these are some of the staple cards you would have for Lava Hound decks, especially with the tombstone and whatnot, and a fireball. And then, yeah, I zap, and yeah, really didn't do much. Then he sends his Ice Wizard once again. I don't want any damage onto my tower, so I used an Ice Golem to distract the wizard until my tower takes him out. Then he puts a baby dragon. So at this point, I was like, shoot, it may be a Lava Hound deck, because he has lots of air units, and then he has archers and a tombstone and a log. So I'm like, oh, and a fireball as well. So I'm like, ooh, this may not be good. So in this battle, I played much more cautious, because the thing with Lava Hound decks or Golem decks, you have to hit the other side with your elite barbs and like force them to divert their push. Or else if they have enough stuff behind their tanks, you will get steamrolled. So that's sort of like a thing with this deck. You will get absolutely wrecked if you sort of ignore a massive push they're building with their Lava Hound or Golem. So I'm like, yeah, I guess Elite Barbs plus Hog really didn't work, I guess, because I didn't have my zap ready in time. And he puts a Baby Drag, Ice Golem just to distract, Mega Minion. Just the simple stuff to take care and clean out the drag and the wizard. And his archers on the left are pretty much dead, so I don't have to worry about that. And I just place another furnace on the right side now, because I sort of figured I wanted to hit the right side. And I really don't like the tombstone, so I just fireballed it. Yeah, there you go. So that leaves a correct path for my Hog Rider plus Elite Barbs. Yeah, see? And he puts a golem here. That was his big mistake. So that tower, the left tower, is gone for. I put a golem, or not a golem, I guess an ice golem, to distract Fireball to clean out the rest of the troops, and my minion is just like slaughtering the golem. And yeah, GG. That was a huge mistake, starting a golem up at the river, and it happened to be the exact time I decided to push with my lead barbs and hog. And GG. And that was the last one. And yeah, that's how I got my wizard. So yeah, it's a pretty good deck. And then I just, for the heck of it, yeah, this was actually in ladder. And obviously I don't have over-leveled cards, so this sort of deck is sort of hard for me. Because my Mega Minion's only level 7, Ice Golem's only level 7, so that plays a big role in ladder play, especially above 4,000 cups. So I use the minion. He lightning spells. I place Golem right ahead of the Elite Barbs. He doesn't have any counter because he used so much elixir with the lightning spell. And yeah, the Elite Barbarians even take out the Valkyrie, which is supposed to be a counter towards like barbarians in general. So Elite Barbs, can't stress enough. Try to have them in your deck, especially for the Electric Wizard Challenge. They are quite OP, and you will not regret it. Like, substitute them instead of regular barbs. That's how confident I am. So that tower's done for, and the Elite Barbs like take like 1,000 hit points from the main tower itself. Alright, here he has his own Elite Barbs. I'm not sure why I wasn't expecting that. Maybe because, I don't know. So I had to fireball and zap it. Even then, it dealt quite a bit of damage. Yeah. And then I have my, like, wizard just running down the lane. So at this point, I needed crowns for my clan chest. So I'm like, might as well hit it for the 3 crown. And if you notice, you can rewind back. The mini P.E.K.K.A. was, like, so stunned by the wizard that it really couldn't finish its, I guess, knife animation. So the wizard effectively stalled the mini P.E.K.K.A., which I sort of found was funny. Yeah, the King Tower is basically down to 1,300. He puts a hog. I really didn't have anything, so I sort of put the wizard there, hoping it could stop the hog long enough. But his is level 9, which is insane. Mine is only level 8. Yeah, so that took that out. So I'm like, might as well hit it for the 3. Oh yeah, and then he snipes my furnace with the musketeer, which pissed me off. I was quite mad at it, and I just put Elite Barbs just to clean it out, because I didn't want him to 3-crown me. That would not be good. So Ice Golem for distraction, Elite Barbs in the back. His Elite Barbs is more than mine, are a higher level, which sucks. And this is when I decided to end the game with the hog and the wizard in the back. And that should be GG. And a zap just for the heck of it, and done. So I mean, this deck does work. And I hope you guys understood the inner workings of this deck, hopefully by now, by showing some replays. And, yeah, Elite Barb's pretty good. Mega Minion also really good. Ice Golem, Staple, Furnace for added pressure. Hog is sort of like a kill card. And then your Fireball is just insurance in case you can't get it to the tower and you need damage. And yeah, that was the deck I used, and that was inspired by a clanmate. Instead of the Zap, he had the Miner. And the funny thing is that I originally intended to copy his deck card by card, but whenever I was actually making the deck, I didn't realize instead of a Miner, I put the Zap spell in. And regardless, it sort of worked itself because you could use, I mean, I guess for example, you could, for example, against a minion horde, you could zap and then place the Electro Wizard, and then, yeah, your minion horde would be gone. And then you can use this Electro Wizard for a counter push, or something like that. And yeah, that was my Electro Wizard challenge. And once more, I only lost once, and I got the rest of the 12 wins. And this is just screenshots, and this is what I got from the challenge. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed this sort of like, I guess maybe tutorial of how to play my deck and my experiences with the Electro Wizard and my deck as a whole with the challenge. And obviously you don't have to use my deck. It's not tested against air decks, so I'm really not sure if it will work well. And you could obviously modify my deck and suit it for your own self. And hope you guys win. Alright, thanks for watching. Peace.